Queijas e queijos, bem-vindos ao grande show. Está começando mais uma Cheesecast live aqui na vida de todos nós, meus amigos, e hoje uma muito especial, não é isso, Felipe? Temos um convidado muito especial aqui, o Special Guest, aqui já nos bastidores. A gente vai falar muito inglês, muito The Books on the Table. E o Felipe vai falar bastante aqui com o nosso convidado, e eu vou estar aqui fazendo essa intermediação aqui com vocês para falar de Green Bay Packers, para falar de NFL, para falar muito sobre essas expectativas do Packers jogar no Brasil. E vai ser uma live muito especial, tenho certeza. É isso, Felipe? O teu oizinho antes da gente puxar já para a mesa aqui o nosso convidado especial, que já está nos esperando aqui nos bastidores.
E aí, Matheus, tudo bem? Cara, que live temos hoje. Fortes emoções amanhã, provavelmente. Eu certamente já coloquei meu despertador, caso eu não tenha levantado por algum motivo.
Boa.
E
vamos lá.
Inclusive, vamos falar bastante sobre esse tópico com o nosso convidado de hoje, né? Que é nada mais, nada menos que o Aaron Nagler do Cheeseheads TV. Então, já quiser puxar aí.
Exatamente. Então, senhoras e senhores, deem suas boas-vindas aqui no chat para Aaron Nagler do Cheesehead TV. Hey, man!
What's going on?
Welcome.
What is up? Thanks so much for having me. I mean, you guys aren't excited or anything, are you? I mean, what's going on? Are the Packers maybe going to Brazil?
Oh, maybe. I like that.
I think they absolutely should, and I believe the NFL knows it's best for the product.
Agreed. And I think we're this close. We're this close. We're very, very close. Hopefully tomorrow. I'm guessing tomorrow we'll probably know.
Yeah, we believe the announcement's coming around like 10 a.m. for us and 9 a.m. Eastern for you guys. Like
that's the hope.
The info we have.
Can't wait. I'm excited. And by the way, if that happens, Corey and I are coming, so you better be ready.
Oh yeah. I was going to ask you that. Should we attack this topic that it's like in everyone's mind right now?
Why not? Right? Let's go.
Let's do it. First and foremost, how do you feel about the Packers playing here, especially considering it's week one? They will like have the time to adjust the schedule. It's not like the London games where you play on Sunday and then you're already in a short week. How do you feel in general about it?
I absolutely love it. Mostly because of you guys, because I know how incredibly passionate Brazilian Packers fans are about the team, how long you've been waiting for this to happen. The fact that, like, I think there was a moment like last year when the rumblings started that, oh, maybe the NFL is playing in Brazil. I know my Twitter feed exploded with Brazilian fans being very excited at the possibility, right? So I know that's been kind of a slow boil, and people have been very excited about maybe it might happen. Now we're to the point where it sounds like there's a really good chance it's going to happen. I'm just excited for Brazilian fans. Like the fact that you guys are so passionate and so all in on the team. I love it. I know there are certainly going to be old heads, like some traditionalists who don't like the idea of the Packers going abroad. They hated that they played in London. They don't want them to play in Brazil. But here's my thing. The Packers have a worldwide presence, as we saw in London. I mean, I don't know if you guys went to that game, but it was insane how people from all over the globe descended on London for that game because they are so passionate about the team. I know the same thing is going to happen in Brazil. Like, forget, like, the Brazilian fans are going to show up. That's going to be insane. But the international presence is going to be incredible if it happens. So for that reason, I'm incredibly excited simply because I know what the team means to people around the world, right? Not just in Wisconsin, not just in America, but worldwide. The fact that the Packers are playing someplace else in a game that matters, in a game that's very important, week one, I'm all in, man. I can't wait. I'm really excited.
So Aaron, Murphy isn't so happy about it.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know if he's not so happy about it. I think he's being practical, right? When we heard him at the owners' meetings talking about some of the issues that they have to deal with as far as travel and things of that nature. I think you got to remember Mark Murphy, when he's in front of a microphone, he doesn't have any kind of like ruse. He's not pretending. He's not.
Yeah.
He's not able to. He doesn't have much of a poker face, right? He just says what he thinks, and I think the concerns that he raised as far as the airport and things like that, I think those are very real concerns. But I think as far as the idea of the Packers playing overseas and their reach to international fans, I think he's very excited about that. But, he is in charge. He's the CEO of the organization, and he has to think of everything that entails. I think practically, yeah, there's probably some hurdles. But for the most part, I think he's very excited.
I mean, I've been watching on Twitter this past few weeks, and there's a lot of pros and cons. But in my opinion, the pros are higher than the cons. Like the
Very
cons will be
much
like
agreed.
taking a
Totally
trip
agree.
to Milwaukee by bus
Right.
and taking a long flight. I get it; it's exhausting for any sports team.
Right.
Like you don't want that. But you're playing and inter-conference opponents, the Eagles.
Mhm.
You have the chance to play technically what would be a home game, because my guess that
I mean,
at
the
least
Brazilian fans are going to show up.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
I'm all
at
in,
least
baby.
half of the stadium will be Packers fans.
Exactly.
So that technically can turn to a home game. You have that chance to avoid Lincoln Financial Field, one of the most hostile environments in the league, to play technically away, but being a home game
Of
against
being a home game. I mean,
conference
okay.
opponent.
I mean, this is a great idea, right? I love this idea. The Packers had a home game in London, and they screwed that up. I mean, that week, I can't begin to tell you how amazing the entire week in London was, the environment, the fan base. I remember we were walking over, this is true, we were walking over Tower Bridge, and someone stopped myself and a couple other fans like, what is going on? There are Packers fans everywhere. And we were like, they're playing the Giants like in a couple days. And they're like, you guys have showed up way more than any other team fan base. Because the NFL has been playing in London for a very long time, right? Packers fans are so ready to descend on these international cities. I have no doubt when and hopefully if the Packers are in Brazil, it's going to be very similar. So yeah, I can't imagine that there's a scenario where the Packers fans don't take over this stadium. It's good. That to me is a foregone conclusion.
I mean, it's like I said, I believe that at least half of the stadium will be Packers fans, and then some.
Right.
So if you cannot, it doesn't seem to reason with some fans in America. And I get it. If my favorite soccer team want to play a game in in Canada, I wouldn't be happy. But
no, but that's the other thing though. Like you point out, they avoid the trip to Philly, where I said it is a very tough place to play. I understand the misgivings, not only because of the issue, the failure, let's call it, in London, but look no further than the week 1 game in Florida against the Saints, where they had an opportunity on a neutral field where there were a ton of Packers fans, and they simply didn't show up. Now, that was with Aaron Rodgers and the starters not playing in preseason. Very different vibe around this team. I got to suspect Packers will undoubtedly play a lot of their starters through the preseason, at least a little bit more than they did, when Aaron Rodgers was in town. I got to think they come out a little bit more ready this time around, if indeed they are there in week 1.
you mentioned, just let me point something out, Mateus, before you move. Aaron pointed out that he and Banky are probably coming to Brazil if they actually end up playing here. I'm just saying.
No doubt.
I have ruined my couch. So
that's incredibly generous. That's very nice of you. We'll probably need help as far as securing hotel rooms, but if we need to crash on someone's couch, I will definitely take you up on that. But make no mistake, if and when this is announced, Corey and I will be booking our travel. We will be there. No doubt.
Oh man, we'll be ready. We'll be ready. You want to go ahead, Matthew?
And here in Brazil, Aaron, we have something incredible about all sports, and that's include football. We don't say I am here in Brazil. We don't say I am a fan of this team. No, we say I belong to this team.
Oh, I love that.
I'm a part.
I'm saying that for the rest of my life. That's so good. That's so good.
This is real. It's incredible in soccer and football and in sport. I don't say I'm a fan of this team. I belong. We say I belong to this team. Or in Portuguese, is eu sou Packers. Eu sou Packers. I belong to Packers. I belong to Packers.
I'm all in. So, I love this.
Yeah,
I'm all in.
As if we are part of this, not just watching the games. We fight for our teams. We defend like a family. This is incredible here. You feel it. You feel it.
I can't wait. I can't wait. And what's funny is you talk about I belong, right?
Yeah.
I hear from so many international fans who want to purchase stock. You know, the Packers making making stock available, but most can't, right? Because of the laws and the way that internationally you're not allowed to have. But this idea that you do belong to the team or with the team, that's what it's about. That's 100% what it's about. I love that.
That's it. It's amazing.
Something that my boss from Zone Coverage pointed out when he went to London for I believe it was the Vikings Saints game. Right. He said that people in London were not just like Vikings fans, Saints fans, or whatever team the people showed up with a jersey. They were football fans. So if you wanted to have a deep conversations around any topic whatsoever, people would be ready. And I think that's what will make the experience in Brazil, because people here are the same. So I think that's one of the points that will make the game here, whether the Packers come or not, will be a different experience for people that comes from another countries, because there's going to be people from US,
all Argentina, over the place.
Uruguay.
Right.
So it would be such a different experience from the
like a melting pot, right? Like an idea of people legit from all over the globe having to coexist as they enjoy the game or the lead up to the game, but having conversations. I love this. Yes, 100%.
Guys, just to remember our audience, send the questions for Aaron. We're gonna read some of them after we're done with the topics. Mateus wants to add something up in the Packers Brazil.
In Português, like right here for our guys in chat. Pessoal, vocês quiserem mandar perguntas aqui, mandem perguntas, pode ser em português mesmo. O Felipe vai aqui para ler para vocês e a gente vai fazer essa tradução. Podem mandar em português mesmo as perguntas e a gente vai lendo aqui. Felipe, quando tu quiser, a gente pode começar aqui, ler algumas perguntas do chat, sabe? Então, eu até vou puxar esse super chat aqui para gente já compartilhar.
So, André is saying, "Hey Nags, great to see you here. Follow you since forever. Same from most here. I believe. Should I expect smuggle spoiled cow and carry the G with Rio in São Paulo? Be ready for chat."
Oh man.
Well, you know what? I got to admit, Corey and I have talked about how could we possibly get Carry the G down to Brazil.
Please do it.
I'm not saying we're going to. Not promising anything.
Okay.
We'll work on it. We'll see what we can do. But that's brilliant. I love just the fact that Spotted Cow and Carry the G are mentioned in the same sentence here is mind-blowing to me. It's amazing. But yeah, we'll do what we can, Andre. We will do what we can.
Should we have a Cheesehead TV and Cheeseheads Brasil watch party, pre-game watch party for the game?
I think we should have a meetup, definitely. Yeah. No question. No doubt. If it happens, that will happen. No question.
You want to put another, Mateus? Is there another for us?
Yeah.
Aaron, I need to ask you. You think we will be going online the first round? I mean, it smells like trade down. We're gonna get to that, but Aaron can go ahead and.
Yeah, I think every year people talk about, especially when the Packers are late in the draft, in the order, late in the first round, we always hear, oh, they could trade down, and yeah, they could. You got to find a dance partner. I think Brian would probably like to trade down because when you get to that point in the draft, the talent level is pretty similar. I suspect, there's a good chance they take an offensive lineman simply because the depth at that position, especially at tackle, that's where the sweet spot is in the first round. I think there's so much talent on offer. It all depends on what happens draft night as far as who might fall to them. I'd be very surprised if they traded up. I'd be less surprised if they traded down, but I suspect they'll probably stay put at 25. Offensive lineman, probably a good bet. I'm not saying, like, again, because you're so far down, so much can happen in front of you. It's really hard to predict, but I would suspect, the offensive line, very, very good chance. No doubt.
I mean, since we are already talking about it, I feel like we can have a situation like we had in.
I love Soder. Soder's here. Soder's one of our Cheesehead TV super fan, if you will. Soder is a longtime Patreon member, Carry the G Club member, who is like now in a Brazilian chat saying, just run the damn ball. He's so old school. I love it. But he is correct. If they just run the ball in London and don't let Rodgers just air it out 3 times in a row and go 3 and out, they probably win the game. So Soder, shout out.
Not play hero ball for once, man. Since we're attacking the draft topic,
I like some hero balls. I like some.
I feel like this year we could have a situation like the Packers had in 2009. They drafted BJ Raji at number 9. Not obviously the same picks,
right?
But they got BJ Raji at number 9, and then they traded. I believe they traded up for Clay Matthews at 26 with the Patriots.
Yep.
And it's something that I think it's not out of mind. Like the Packers literally like trading up and trading down maybe in the first round.
Yeah, it's obviously it depends on, again, finding a partner that's willing to move with you. And it's hard at 25 to see them doing multiple early picks, but I think there's enough kind of ability in the second round. They have 5 picks in the top 100, where they've got ammo to maneuver however they want. There's certainly an ability to jump up if they want to, because they've got the ammo. They got that extra second rounder because of the Rodgers trade. But I gotta suspect, Brian being who he is, unless there's someone he absolutely loves, right? And this is why Ted traded up to get Clay. And Clay was very much a projection. People forget, like, he had barely played. He, I think, didn't become a starter until it was that final year. And even then, it was very much a projection pick. But if there's someone like that who Brian thinks, I love this guy, I got to have him, then maybe. But, and I get asked this a lot on my daily chats, I suspect, they'll stay put and just make those picks because there is talent to be had. It's going to fall to you. You've got a number of premium picks. Just stay there. Make those selections. That's my guess anyway.
This is a legitimate Brazilian fan in our chat.
Love it. You're gonna have to translate for me.
Yeah. So good evening, Nags. I can watch live because I'm in a pool. What is this called, Matheus? Pool championship. What is the Convidação de Snooker?
Não sei, mas não é snooker.
He's here just because you're here, Next.
Snooker.
Well, that's very kind. Thank you, Leonardo. That's very nice.
And just before we move on, I believe you have another Cheeseheads Brasil member ready to hop in. Is that right?
Oh boy.
É isso mesmo.
Here we go.
Oh, here we go.
Hello, Aaron. Very nice to meet you.
Hello. Who is this?
My name is Bia. I'm a member of the Cheeseheads Brasil.
Hi, how are you?
I'm the social media.
Oh, you're really good at what you do.
Thank
So
you.
you're the one who makes these fools look good. Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
Right.
That's it.
Very good. You're very good at what you do. Keep it up.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Now,
So,
Amazing.
does Bia wants to make a
We
splash?
have someone like that too. Tyler makes me look
Yeah.
okay. You know, I understand. I get it. I understand it. You need someone like that.
yeah, keep them away from all the fights.
No,
with
they
the
don't.
other.
Don't let the old people near the social media. No, you don't want that. No, exactly.
Actually, I don't think they are so much older than me.
Oh, okay. You're just competent. I get it. You know what
Yeah.
you're doing. All right. I
know what I'm doing.
Right.
I'm
Very
doing
good.
this for the Packers fans since 2011.
Oh, wow.
So,
Okay.
yeah, it's a long time.
Long time. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Very long
lovely to
time.
meet you.
Oh, thank you. For me too. It's a really good pleasure to meet you.
Well, thanks so much.
And I'm a really fan.
Who isn't a fan of Aaron Nagler? Come on, guys. Let's be
Oh,
honest.
the list is very long. Are you kidding me? No, there's a lot of people.
These guys don't know anything, Aaron. You know
There are
it.
a lot of non-Nagler fans. Trust me.
Everybody has haters, right?
Yep. If you don't have haters, you're not popping. You know, that's what the kids say.
You're not doing something right if you don't have haters.
Exactly. Precisely.
And about that, Aaron, have you ever had a problem with a Packers player or a management in Packer or?
I mean, other than Aaron Rodgers, no, never. You know, it's funny. It's like,
come on, man.
no, I'm serious. Like, I've never had an issue with any Packers player other than maybe Brian Bulaga and AJ Hawk, who both blocked me on Twitter because I mentioned some poor play on their part, and which I get. Look, it's their social media, right? That's the control you have. You don't want someone to be following you. You block them. And I get that, right? Totally get that. But Aaron Rodgers is the only person who, when during the pandemic, when we were doing the Zoom kind of access, there was a time when he was there at the podium, and Sarah, the Packers PR person, said Aaron Nagler has a question, and he literally went, "Oh boy, here we go." And like, it was like, come on, why me? Like, all I do is ask about football. Like, I don't ask about his personal life. I don't ask about anything having to do with the COVID stuff. Like, I just like want to know
A
ball.
strange personal life.
I don't see. That's my point. It's not strange to me. He can have his personal life. That means nothing to me. I just want to know ball.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. No, but really, as far as like issues, like personally, no, never. Like, people know you're doing what you do. If you treat them with respect, and I'm just talking about what I see on the tape, right? Like, you can't deny what's on the tape. Like, this is a true story. Brian Bulaga got mad at me because I talked about how he struggled on the road, especially on artificial turf against speed rushers. Like, he would go to Detroit, right? And they had some really good guys off the edge. And I put out there, this is years ago, I put out there like, oh, this is a problem for him. You're looking in at the snap because it's loud, and then you got to get your head around, get yourself in place. And he struggled with that. And I don't think that's unfair. So he blocked me on Twitter. And then the next year, I had breakfast with Mike McCarthy, and I told him this story. It was at the Combine. And he was like, you know what? Our coaches had the exact same note. So I was like, all right. So I'm just talking about what's there on the tape. So I don't feel bad if they get, upset or feel it's like a personal thing. That's fine. I get it. It is a very personal thing. That's their job, right? That's how they make a living. And it's very much a reflection of them. If they don't like what I'm saying, that's fine. I don't ever get personal. I'm just talking about what I see on the football field. So I don't take it personally if they don't like me or they don't want to block me. I get that. That's part of the gig. But no one's ever come after me like personally, no one's ever said anything like hateful or spiteful or anything like that. That's never happened.
And about that, I want I have a question about that. So your opinion Do players have the power to fire coaches indirectly with
Right.
behaviors or trying
Right.
to do something to warm the atmosphere in the locker room? In football, here in Brazil, in soccer, we believe that. We believe that.
Well, I
yeah.
think it's true. I think it's true
yeah.
in soccer, isn't it?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
In
feels like it.
football, NFL, do you believe that? Or
Not really. The NFL is a lot
Okay.
tougher just because, I mean, look, I mean, I think the one instance where you could probably point
okay,
to it
fire
is maybe
coaches is so heavy. Fire coach so heavy, but
it's hard, but like I think you could point to Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy and say he certainly had a hand in it, right?
Mm.
But I think Aaron Rodgers is a very special case. You know, it helps if you're at that point a two-time MVP who's won a Super Bowl and you're sick of your coach and you're the star quarterback. Yeah, you can probably lean in a little bit to I want to get this guy out of here. I think the majority of players, though, like I'd say 95% of them, probably don't have that kind of pull. You know, it's a lot harder in a sport where, you know, you're pulling 11 guys at a time. And I know, you know, obviously there are a lot of folks on the grass, so to speak, in soccer, but, you know, that it feels like one guy can probably change things a lot easier in soccer than they can in football, American football. But yeah, I don't think that's a very prevalent thing. Not that I've seen.
Aqui tem uma boa pra gente traduzir pra ele, ó, do Pecão Clubista.
Let me do it. Good evening, Negs. I'll be at the game week 1 at what?
I love that even you guys can't read it. I'm good. I don't feel so bad.
Cheese from Minas Gerais, Brazilian state, to try out. It's really good. And bring the Cheesehead TV beer, please. It's a fair trade.
I will do my utmost. Like, I don't think customs will appreciate that, but I'll do what I can. I can't promise anything. Right?
And I think you can bring your beer.
I want to bring.
Come to Brazil.
I want to bring the beer. That's all we want to do.
I don't think the airlines will let you do that.
I feel like I may end up in jail if I do. I don't know.
Yeah, it's better not try. We have a lot of beers here, so you can try your beers.
Yeah, they have. I can't wait to try your beers, but I assume the folks that live there want to try our beer, which I love, and I'll do everything I can. I know. Hey, this, you know, they can't prosecute me now after the fact. We brought Care of the G to London. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. There you go.
The fact don't have a problem. I mean, I have a question. Talking about your relationship with the players, and since you start to be a Packers fan and you start to be a content producer for the Packers, and I mean, everybody knows you love the team. So being blocked by someone who plays in that team, what was the feeling for you? Because I think I would be devastated if somebody from the Packers blocked me on the social media.
I don't like. I do. Maybe I should have been, but I didn't feel bad. I felt I understood it, right? I guess I have a very specific approach to social media that maybe other people, because you see a lot of people who say when someone blocks someone else, oh, they're weak, right? Like they can't handle it. What a blah blah blah. And it's like I don't look at it that way. Like it's your account, and if you don't want to see someone who is watching your tape and saying bad things about you, block them. Yeah, of course. You should. That's what I'd probably do. If someone says, you know, Cheesehead TV sucks, I'll probably mute them. I probably won't block them. Like if you get personal, then I'll block you. But I understand the idea or the impetus behind just as a person. Like I don't want to see that. Like I get it. You're a person. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm older. You know, if I was 21 and that happened, I'd probably be devastated, right? But you know, at that point, and when that happened, I was like 40 something, and you know, I'm a grown man. I got kids. Like my kids are way more important to me than the Green Bay Packers are. You know what I mean? If my kids block me on social media, then I got an issue. But you know, a member of the Packers blocking me, I get it. Man, they're grown dudes. They're working, they're doing their life. Like, block me, I get it. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's a great question. It's something I haven't ever been asked, and that's a really good question. But it just, no, it didn't bug me at all.
Yeah, I don't think
this is something that Bia wants to go ahead.
No, just that. It's something that
I just want to point out that it's something that I learned with Wendell Ferreira. I believe Aaron knows him pretty well.
Love Wendell. He wrote for Cheesehead TV for a while. Yeah, love Wendell.
He was in our chat a bit ago. I don't know if he's still here. But
shout out Wendell.
It's something that he told me, like, if it's giving you a headache, it's being a pain in the ass, just block it. It doesn't need to be personal all the time.
100%.
Just don't want to see it.
Just work like that's like our relationship as people to social media, right? It has kind of taken over our life. I've seen it with my kids who are younger, right? My oldest is 22, my youngest is 16, and their kind of life revolves around social media. And I'm like, what? Why? That's not life. Like, I get it's a conduit, it's a communication, but that's not your life. So Wendell's 100% correct. Like, if it's giving you problems, if it's going in your head, block it, move on. What's the point?
Yeah.
Mateus, please put up the comment made by Pecão Clubista, the last one, the AJ Dillon and Tyler Davis. So he's
aqui,
saying.
Comigo tu pode falar português, tá? Porque daí eu consigo te entender certinho.
Okay, sorry. Foi mal. If you guys said to Nagler that we're gonna make a big flag with the faces of Tyler Davis and AJ Dillon, besides bringing chance to the game, it's something that I think most American fans. I'm just gonna let Aaron answer and then I'll follow up. Sorry.
Okay, no, wait. Finish your thought. What were you gonna say?
No, it's something because one of our admins, Hugo, he's not here today. Mm-hmm. He said something in a UFC event that happened in Rio. Like, people in the crowd start chanting, vai morrer, which means, you're going to die. And people that's it. That's it. Like, absolutely,
we did it.
Stunned. I feel like this can be a thing for the Packers game Brazil if it actually happens. Not in that way, like you're going to die, but people bring chance to the game.
Is the worry that one of these guys is not going to play well, and then maybe they'll get that kind of chance? Is that it?
No, I mean, not in that kind of way, but I believe in the sort of way that will bring chance to the game that most American fans are not used to, like we have.
Okay, all right, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, that I totally understand, because I'll never, ever, ever forget being at. I was at it wasn't at a game, like at a stadium, but I was at a game. I was watching a game where there were a lot of international fans. This is way long time ago, here in New York, down in the Village, and a bunch of us used to meet at the same Packers bar every week, and there was a large contingent of international fans who had they were playing against the 49ers, and Terrell Owens was on the team. That's how long ago this was. And there was an English group that started chanting, Terrell Owens is illegitimate. He ain't got no birth certificate. And I'll never forget, we were all like, what? That's highly personal. Like, what the hell? Like,
yeah.
But so a friend of mine who was from London was saying, oh no, that's tame compared to what they usually do. And that's tame. That's highly offensive. Like, American guy. Like, I'm like, that's unbelievable. So yeah, I'm really hoping the Brazilian fans busted out for the Eagles. Like, let's go. Let's get Jalen Hurts like in the world of hurt. But like, I'm all in on that. But yes, will they be shocked and or surprised? Probably. I'm about it.
But Aaron, our fans in Brazil are different. Very. Our fans are very passionate. And if the team plays badly, especially for a long time,
oh gosh, well, here we go.
Protest.
All right,
we
well,
don't
wait.
We don't accept it. Okay. So
Here
look
we
at
have
Now,
a phrase.
now it is your responsibility then,
so look at that.
as
Look at
the
that.
big Cheesehead TV or Cheesehead emissaries, right? You're Packers fans in Brazil. You've been waiting
Look
for
at that.
so long. If the Packers come down there and do not play well,
Look.
it is your job to let people know.
Yeah.
No.
So,
You still gotta
look-
support them.
Look the screen. Look the screen.
Oh boy, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Oh
Oh
boy.
my
This
God.
I don't want
is
to know. I don't want
this
to know.
is a typically Brazilian fan. Just say it. Mercenary players, poor football. Mercenary players, poor football. Another.
That's
I
not,
have another here.
that
So
doesn't. That's not incredibly. I kind of agree with that one. That's not bad. It's not asking anyone to
It
die.
can be worse.
You know.
Here in Brazil, we have
can be
some
worse. It can be
phrase.
worse.
We have a
So-
phrase that everybody likes to say.
yes.
This is
Another.
amazing.
Another.
Oh God.
Salary
What's this one?
on time, football late. Okay?
See, that's again like that. Yeah, that's fine. That's not asking them like, yo, I'm looking for
No.
someone to say like you need to die.
have
Like,
last
that's
one.
fine. Like I
have
don't have a
last one.
problem with the salary stuff. That's okay.
I have a last one.
Oh
I have a
God.
last one.
Oh no. What's this?
Management equal Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey. Wait,
So
I don't understand
Our-
what that's
our-
about. Wait, what?
our guys do it.
So
Absolutely.
Why is
Jim
Jim
Carrey-
Carrey an insult? I'm confused.
No.
because he's a comedian, and
Yeah,
Right.
the management team, it's a joke.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Again, that's tame. That's nothing. Like, why? What? That's adorable.
So here in Brazil, we have for all the soccer fans like to say a phrase that if the team loses, we're gonna vandalize and destroy the city, the training
Right.
center.
Right.
Every soccer fan like to say that phrase for your team, and sometimes the I don't remember how to say torcida. Vocês lembram? The cheer people.
Fans.
Crown. Fans. Crown.
The fans and the fans actually goes and destroy the training center. And the bus, the team are moving in from one stadium to other.
Right.
So everybody here is really, really passionate from sports. So I don't think the Brazilian fans from football, it's gonna be a lot of different from our soccer.
I
So-
really don't think so. Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, so everybody's gonna be really, really passionate. Somebody here says in the comments said about a big flag. Here in Brazil, we have Packers season opening temper.
Stoder's just being a wet blanket. Don't pay any attention to him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Temper expectations. Awesome. So we have a lot of every team here, and the Cheers one like to put a big flag in the stadium, around the stadium. So
Right.
Yeah.
everybody can find an image to bring him example.
Love that.
And I really hope somebody tries to do that, because I was gonna be so up to this. a big flag with, I don't know,
Yeah.
Jordan Love.
face.
A big
Jordan
Jordan
Love
Love
face.
flag.
Yeah.
That's what we
Jordan
need.
Love.
We need a
I-
monster Jordan Love
I was gonna
flag.
be
That would
so
be
up to that.
amazing. That would be amazing. Are you kidding me? That'd be incredible.
Speaking of Jordan Love, I literally don't know the translation to this of what Pecão just put out. I just know Jordan Love is a badass, but Jalen Hurts part,
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts a shit. Jordan Love is a badass. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about shit, but I think Jalen Hurts is a good player.
He's a
But I
he's a
think
good
Jordan
player. He's a
Love's.
good
I think Jordan Love's upside and ceiling is much higher, no doubt.
player. Yeah.
I agree with that.
Speaking of which, Aaron, how do you feel about Jordan Love's contract extension? Do you have any projection? Do you have any info?
Yeah, I'm no info, but I'll be shocked if
Come
it's
on,
less-
man.
I'll
Do
be.
you
I'll
have
be.
one job?
I got nothing. I got
Just
nothing.
kidding.
But like, I'll be shocked if it's less than 50 million a year. Like that seems to be the baseline, right? And I think it'll be at least 4, if not 5 years. Packers, we know they can't negotiate until May. I think as soon as that deadline hits, they'll start. And I'll be surprised if he's not locked in prior to the start of training camp. Probably my guess would be they'll announce it right before camp. They love to start training camp with good news, right? But yeah, they're 50 million a year seems to be like the bare minimum in my eyes.
I think it's a fair salary for him.
Yes, very much so. Very much so. When you consider the fact that, you know, I think there are 4 or 5 guys at this point who have 50+ million per year. Rodgers is the first one to do it. Obviously, 4-time MVP, etc. You're kind of rewarding him for being great, right? But a lot of these guys, if you look at, you know, what they've done in the league, it's not like I mean, Justin Herbert is a really talented dude, but what has he won? You know, you're trying to get ahead of it. That's the whole point. If you're the team, you want to lock in your guy ahead of the curve. So yes, it might feel like a lot right now, but you wait a year or 2 and you've got a bargain on your hands. You've got a guy who's locked in for X number of years, who now suddenly is one of the better quarterbacks in the league, and you've got him probably under market value. That's what happened when the Packers extended Rodgers the first time. You know, they had that first extension. They had him essentially on the cheap, essentially kind of in his prime, especially in comparison to what other guys were making who were nowhere near as good as he was. That's what the Packers are going to try and do with Jordan Love. Now, a lot of that is dependent on Jordan's people, where the cap hits come. But yeah, I think that'll be sorry, guys. That'll be more than fair, no doubt.
Victor is saying Jordan Love deserves 10 years, 200 mil per year. Like the Patrick Mahomes, bro.
That'll be the Patrick Mahomes deal, right? Yeah.
I feel
I
like
I don't think the Packers have the appetite for that, but we'll see.
I've seen people speculating like 50 to 52 million around per year. But
that would surprise me.
I felt like the Packers should give him like a 5 to 6 year deal, because I think 4 years is a bit short, especially we're seeing like the Dak Prescott Cowboys contract situation developing. And I think with more years gives Goody more flexibility to move the cap.
You as a team, you want that, but athletes first. And David Mogul, who Jordan's
they
agent,
will likely have to extend.
They're not going to. They want to like keep that as short as possible, so that if Jordan balls out, they can get another bite at the apple, right? They want a chance to get back to the negotiating table, essentially.
I think it would be so nice, a big flag for a QB trio, Favre, Rodgers, and Love.
Let's make it 4. Let's put Bart Starr in there too. I'm down with that.
Absolutely.
But Favre, Rodgers, Love would be incredible. That would be great. I love that, especially on an international stage. I love that.
A galera tá gostando muito do trecho da live falando sobre os protestos.
People are absolutely dying laughing in the chat with like making a comparison with fans in soccer bringing flags to training center and everything. Paccão is one of the most prominent content creators for the Packers in Brazil, so he definitely deserves his flowers.
Follow this guy.
One thing that I think is really underrated, we have so many people making content. I spoke of Wendell, Cheeseheads Brasil. I myself doing Paccão, Lambo Leapers, Empacotadores. There's so many people, and look, there's an admin, Hugo. Hey, I'm here to watch. Said a big hug, Nags.
Oh, thank you so much.
Shame he couldn't be with us.
Throwing my arms around you, buddy. I love it. Hope I can see you when I'm there. Let's go. I
think Derek Carter put out a piece about the Packers being absolutely should be able to play in Brazil, and he pointed out that part that there's so many people doing content. I think that's a really underrated aspect of our Brazilian fan base in general.
I think it's very apparent that Brazil has a group that is very passionate and wants to engage internationally. It wants to kind of reach people not only in the US but around the world, that's so obvious. Like there's no doubt. Like I talked to so many people around the league who are like, why do you guys why are there all these Packers fans, creators, whatever, like in Brazil? Like it's noticeable. It's way more than any other team. There's no doubt about that.
I said all those names, but I forgot to include one of the biggest ones. I'm sure you know it. Packers Brasil. I believe their admins is in the
100%.
in our chat.
Let's go.
I think Victor is in the chat. He's one of the
They're
admins.
the OGs. They're the OGs. I remember like doing kind of chats with them long time ago. No doubt.
Kleber is saying, "Go Pack, go forever." We have some.
Okay. Talking about the content producers, I have a question. Being a woman who talks about sports, it's here in Brazil, it's not easy when you talk about any sport. It means soccer, American football, basketball. Doesn't matter. It's not easy for anyone. But just for the curiosity, here in Brazil, the most part of the producers about NFL and American football in general are women.
I love that.
And not just for the Packers, but for all the teams. And besides being a content producer that I am, I'm a really huge fan. And how is the environment for the women inside the stadium and the Lambeau Field and around the content producers? How it's going to be being a woman in the US who produces content about football or sports in general that you know?
Sure. It's a really good question. There's different levels to it, right? In the stadium, you're asking about like at Lambeau, it's one of the greatest places to be, like whoever you are. Like I think the environment there, and I don't say this just because I'm a Packers fan, but I've talked to plenty of other people, men and women, who go to Lambeau who are shocked at how welcoming it is. It is, if you're here to watch the game, you're one of us, let's hang out and have a good time. And that is it, right? As opposed to content creators or women on the internet, I do not doubt for a moment, and I can only speak from the experience of working in the industry now for, over a decade. I know we were talking earlier about people, getting personal or having issues with you online and that you block them or whatever. What I've experienced is like infinitesimal, like nothing compared to what female content creators go through or female fans go through. Women are 100% on board with the Packers and creating content around them and being fans. Like, the numbers back that up as far as not only viewership, but just purchasing power, buying stuff in the store, etc. Women are 50-50 when it comes to what they do with the men. But I know the environment can be really tough, online especially, where men can have, and it's always men, right, who can have anonymity, that can be anonymous and make hateful claims or hateful, comments, etc. That is certainly something that exists, and it's not like you can hide from it. It's certainly a case where we at Cheesehead TV have tried to make sure that women are included, that their voices are out there, because they're just as big as fans as we are, right? I don't know if you remember Maggie and Perry on Packs What She Said, which was, a podcast that started at Cheesehead TV. Now they're on their own doing their own podcast. That's what we want. We want to let women have a kind of seat at the table, right? Because they're just as big of fans as we are. It's hard because you do see that the abuse, the hateful comments, the really misogynistic stuff that gets propagated online. It's impossible to ignore. It's impossible to miss. Clearly, we try to lift female voices up, lift women voices up, but that's the reality. You can't deny it. And I know I couldn't I know I wouldn't be able to like kind of probably exist and keep doing what I do if I had to deal with all the crap that women have to deal with just because they're women. That's what's insane to me. It's like, it's not, you can't, as a critic, you can't attack their thought or you can't attack what they're thinking about when it comes to the football. You have to attack the fact that they're a woman. That's where I'm like, what are we doing? Like, you can't tell me that their ideas about football or their ideas about the game are any less or insignificant just because they're a woman. They're not. So make the argument about the argument, not about the fact that it's a woman. That's where I come down.
Oh, that's amazing, because earlier when we talk about blocked people in social media, I have a very long list.
Oh, I have no doubt. You've probably had a workout. I have zero doubt. I have no doubt.
It's just the situation that you said right now. And I was just giving my opinion about the team. Mm-hmm. Nothing personal about the players, nothing personal about the people who were coming beside me.
Right.
Just about the team, and the attacks were brutal. And it's not about my opinion, it was about myself. So, yeah, and it's just that. I'm really happy that.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Fuck all of those people. You know, you don't need them in your life. You don't need them in your life.
Yeah.
We block and move on.
They are all blocked. Now I feel that I get what the players were thinking about.
Right. Right. And let me tell you something. What the players go through in that regard is nothing compared to what you and other women go through in the sports section. No doubt. Nothing. Not even close.
But I'm really happy that to know that I'm going to feel home when I'm going, because in November I'm going to Lambeau Field to watch the Packers play. So
let's go.
I'm going to be really happy.
Let me tell you, it is going to be the greatest experience of your life. You are going to feel like you're in nirvana. It is so welcoming. It is so lovely. Yes, they will undoubtedly, like, you'll boo the opponents and like whatever, but like, as far as the vibe and what everyone wants to do, we all want to have fun watching the Packers. Or, you know, if you're an opponent, you want to cheer on your team. No doubt about it. But there is zero element of, oh, you don't belong here. Like, everyone is welcome. And that's and I've heard this from so many away fans who say, like, I can't believe how nice people are here. It's just how it is at Lambeau. No doubt.
It's going to be amazing. So
I'm jealous. I want to go in November. Let's go. Come on, man.
Let's go in November.
Let's do it.
Muito bem. Do you have 10 more minutes here, Aaron?
Yeah, absolutely. 10 more. Let's go.
So, let's do it. Alguns comentários aqui. Eu vou botar na tela para a gente poder compartilhar só mais alguns últimos comentários.
Oh, our good friend Fernando, he's from Uruguay. We will be there in the game in Brazil. Let's have another beer next, like we did in London.
Fernando, I think I owe Fernando an email. That might be true. But yes, Fernando, 1,000,000,000%, we will have a beer in Brazil. Let's go. Let's do it.
Brazil and the Packers share the same colors.
I do wonder about that. I do wonder if that played into how popular they are in Brazil. Like, I gotta think there's some kind of symbionce there as far as, oh, hey, I like this team. They're playing a different sport. But look, the colors are Brazil. So I gotta think it probably plays a little bit into it.
Just a curiosity for you. The stadium is going to happen the game. It's green. It's a prohibited color because the soccer team that plays there, who owns the stadium, it's a rivalry between Palmeiras, it's a soccer Brazilian team here from São Paulo. I'm from São Paulo. And Corinthians, who is the owner of the stadium where the game's going to happen.
Right.
So green, it's a prohibited color there. So we have two tones of green.
Two teams with green in their jerseys. I don't know. Yeah. That'll be fascinating. Maybe, I don't know what they'll do. There's no way. They got to have they'll let the Eagles play where
they will let the Eagles play.
Packers will be in the white. There's no way.
The Corinthians fans are not happy with that, but they accept it.
You know what? They can deal with it.
They can deal with that. It's just one night.
Hey, Nags, what are the expectations for the defense this year under Jeff Hafley?
Not playing 10 yards off on 3rd and 3. That's it. That's all I care about. That's all I care about. Like, look, we've joked a lot about it on Cheesehead TV. I'm sure you guys have talked about it. I just want a team that is malleable. I want a defense that plays to the opponent, as opposed to we're just going to run what we run no matter what. Like, I want a defense that understands its opponent and is at least situationally aware. That's not running nickel on the goal line. You know, I know we've heard a lot of, oh, it's going to be more aggressive. I don't know about that. I don't care about that. I just want a team that knows how to approach the opponent, which didn't really happen under Joe Barry.
From 1 to 10, how happy you were when the news about Joe Barry fired you?
Okay, I'm never happy that someone got fired ever.
Yes,
but
yes.
Probably on a 1 to 10,
Yeah.
about a 22. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, everybody.
Aqui, ó.
Let me read.
Pô, eu tô com a reação.
This live I cannot stress this enough. Cannot end without putting the audio of the Jordan Love selection in the 2020 draft. That cannot happen. Mateus, você tem o áudio? Do you have the audio?
So, man, this audio is the translation of a man who made a mistake and changed his opinion in 3 years. This is the Jordan Love draft reaction here on phone. Depois tu traduz ali, vai traduzindo um pouquinho. Depois que a gente botar o áudio. Deixa eu ver se só para ele entender os gritos, the screamings, the very.
You don't need to understand Portuguese that to know that is an angry man.
The tone will shift. Is that what we're saying? Okay.
Maior da NFL seleciona. Não. Vai tomar. Não. Mentira, velho. Não, mentira, meu. Falar. Franquia merda. Que franquia merda.
I know what that means.
É um lixo, velho. Meu Deus, como é que pode, cara, fazer isso?
That's it.
Não, meu.
That's it.
That's
I'm not sure how much you got Aaron, but basically he was saying, no, man.
I got it.
Franchise.
I got it.
Hey,
that's no different than a lot of American fans. All those reactions are out there, baby.
We are passionate. I told you, just expect like that. In victory, in a good moment, in a bad moment, it's the same thing. We are 100%. We belong this team.
The way it should be. Yes.
Yeah. We belong. Eu sou Packers. Eu sou
Packers.
And everybody makes mistakes, Kay.
Well, no doubt.
Yes, that's it.
My good friend Andy Herman, he was on our draft show and he was bagging Rashawn Gary. Now he pretends like it never happened. You know, we get it. We all make mistakes. It's all good.
Nobody can judge him.
Yeah. It's so good.
In a few months, all of us together in Brazil. That's Marcus.
Let's go, Marcus. Let's do it.
Another admin of Packers Brazil.
Love it.
So, empacotadores da Bahia Verde is literally Green Bay Packers in Portuguese.
It's literally every single word. Green Bay Packers in Portuguese is empacotadores da Bahia Verde.
No way.
Literally.
You aren't getting me on camera trying to say that. There is no way. There's no way. I can't say half the names that are going to get pronounced shout out during the draft. I can't say Green Bay Packers in Portuguese. That is not happening. No chance.
We're all Packers.
Last one. Yeah. So that's it. That's it, man.
I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for having me. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for stopping by, man. We're all fans.
100%. But look, I 100% mean it. If and when this happens, Corey and I, we are coming to Brazil. We're doing a meetup. You guys we're all going to be together. It's going to be awesome. I can't.
Let's do it.
I'm all
Let's do
in.
it.
And
It's gonna be awesome.
And Aaron, please, just use us to talk to Brazilian fans. The Cheeseheads Brasil, it's open for you guys.
Oh,
thank you so much. Thank you
thank
so
you.
much for your time. We are big fans for all of you. So
we could not appreciate you guys more. Like I said, man, we've been kind of conversing now for what, like a decade. Like it's been a long time, and I've watched you guys throughout the whole kind of, you know, last, I guess, 10 years where, oh, there could be a game in Brazil, and now we're like so close. I'm so happy for you guys. I can't wait.
Hugo is saying he's going to pay you a Brahma, which is a Brazilian beer for you.
Oh, let's go. Oh, yes. All the Brazilian beers. Bring me all of the Brazilian beers. Let's do it. I'm all about that life. Let's go.
Let's do it. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Have a
Thank
good
you,
night.
Aaron.
Go, Pack, go.
Bye.
Go, Pack,
Go
go.
back, go.
Bye. Conseguimos, gente.
Ô, Matheus,
Pra vocês.
a gente não vai fechar a live, né? Porque da última vez
Não.
que isso aconteceu, eu fiquei rendido com o Carl Brooks. Só pra garantir.
Não. Não fechamos ainda. Gente, seus comentários aí só pra gente encerrar. Mas muito legal, né? O papo com o Nagler é sempre demais, né?
Cara,
Pô, o cara é muito gente boa.
sensacional aí. Assim, agora que acabou o papo, me veio magicamente na cabeça que amanhã tem um anúncio, né? 10 horas da manhã.
Exato.
Sim.
Como é que dorme? Como é que dorme hoje?
Como é que dorme?
É assim, já tenho 3 tipos de post pronto para ir pro ar amanhã. Então,
Cara, exatamente. Os posts estão todos prontos aqui. Mas foi absolutamente incrível, assim. O cara é muito gente boa, o cara responde tudo, uma humildade.
Pessoal, vocês acharam que foi só isso? Eu não vou dar spoiler, não. Mas daqui a 2 semanas teremos outro convidado. Então fiquem de olho.
Exatamente. Já marquem na agenda aí, dia
Porque
23.
esse convidado que vem aí é muito, muito top de linha.
Exato. Então, assim, cara, a gente entrevistou o Nagler agora, que é uma entrevista histórica. Ele já veio aqui numa outra oportunidade, mas, cara, falar com ele é bizarro, é absurdo, assim. É tipo o cara que a gente talvez mais tenha acompanhado. Eu acho que o Nagler foi, tipo, talvez seja literalmente o primeiro cara de Packers que eu segui, assim, talvez literalmente, tá? Eu não vou lembrar, obviamente, de cabeça, mas posso muito bem arriscar isso. Então, pô, muito bom, assim. E aí, dia 23, teremos outro convidado international, The Books on the Table, para falar com a gente.
para jogo.
Assim, Isso que eu vou falar não é spoiler. Tem esse
peraí,
convidado
calma.
Calma.
Não é spoiler, não é spoiler.
Calma. Peraí.
Não é spoiler.
A última vez que tu falou que não ia dar spoiler, tu anunciou a entrevista no Twitter.
Mas não é isso.
Não, eu sei, tô brincando, tô te zoando.
Além do convidado que a gente vai ter no dia 23, eu tô conversando com mais 2 para ver se a gente consegue fazer. Não vou falar, obviamente não vou falar quem é.
Claro.
Eu tô conversando com mais 2 para ver se vai ser possível.
Sim,
Já adianto que os 2 toparam, né? Agora a gente só tá vendo questão de tempo.
Viabilidade, exato, viabilidade.
Os 2 já toparam. A gente tá vendo quando que vai ser.
Perfeito.
Mas com esse no dia 23, a gente já tem tudo definido. Horário, tudo certo.
Perfeito. E Felipe, Bia, só se a gente puder, para fechar mesmo, finalizar. Um rescaldo geral, assim, até do que o próprio Nagler falou, assim, que a gente acha que foi interessante. Felipe, não sei. Achei muito legal ele reagindo aí às nossas brincadeiras também, né? Que a gente fez com os torcedores. Tava falando que, cara,
assim,
é isso mesmo.
Por uma pessoa de fora que não tá acostumado, eu achei que ele reagiu super bem. Entrou mesmo na onda, né?
A gente não mostrou o pior também, né? Vamos lá.
Eu queria. Calma, exato. Isso, não, eu botei aqui só pra. Exatamente, não quis assustar o cara, achando que a gente vai apedrejar o ônibus do Packers se o Packers tomar uma surra do Eagles, por exemplo. Mas o que pode acontecer, eu omiti essa informação. Mas, cara, foi muito legal ali. Bia, parabéns pela tua pergunta também. Achei muito bacana ele falar sobre a atuação ali, sobre como as mulheres são recebidas no estádio, em Green Bay. Eu achei muito bom ponto.
Cara, vindo de
Parabéns
alguém
mesmo.
que frequenta estádio há muito tempo, e eu frequento estádio
Sim.
de futebol desde que eu era criança,
Sim.
e assim, eu sofri violência quando era criança, tipo, eu tomei uma pedrada uma vez num estádio.
Bizarro. Uhum.
Então, ver que, assim, o ambiente é favorável às mulheres, e assim,
Sim.
me dá um pouco de tristeza quando eu olho para o futebol, que,
Perfeito.
infelizmente, ambiente de estádio para mulher ainda não é tão seguro quanto deveria, o que é muito triste para alguém que frequenta tanto quanto eu. Entender com ele, tipo, alguém que tem um respeito por produtoras de conteúdo, alguém do calibre dele e com a qualidade e admiração que eu tenho por ele como mulher e produtora e fã, receber esse respeito dele é, assim, muito significativo. E ver que, tipo assim, alguém como ele enxerga uma luzinha no fim do túnel para nossa participação num ambiente de esporte é surreal, assim. Foi muito legal mesmo.
Não, achei muito importante o teu questionamento, a tua pergunta. Achei que ele também se posicionou de um jeito super legal, assim. Então, enfim, cara é realmente diferenciado. E, enfim, falou ali da defesa do Packers, falou sobre. A gente falou muito sobre a questão do Packers vir jogar no Brasil e o quanto ele adoraria que isso acontecesse. Ele acha também que falta muito pouco e que todas as entrelinhas dizem que vai ser o Packers e pelo jeito vai ser mesmo e tal.
Então... Assim, uma coisa que eu vi hoje, eu esqueci quem foi que tuitou, acho que foi o Vitor, do Packers Brasil. E a gente não tem visto nada assim do pessoal lá da ESPN de Cleveland falando nada sobre o jogo. Por outro lado, a gente está vendo coisas do Packers, né? Assim, saiu no perfil deles hoje no Twitter. E assim, eu venho falando desde o início, cara. A liga sabe que Packers e Eagles é muito mais apelativo, gente. É um jogo de prime time.
Exato. Não.
Assim, é aquilo que a gente bateu em outras lives. Falando de dinheiro, é muito rentável. Qual que é a parcela de torcedores de Cleveland Browns versus a parcela de torcedores de Green Bay Packers Latam? E isso eu não tô falando nem do Brasil, tô falando de Latam, que é a galera que vai vir aqui pro Brasil. Então, quando a gente fala bota na balança a grana, não tem discussão para isso.
Não, exatamente, não tem nem discussão. Tipo assim, a NFL, na minha visão, ela sempre esteve convicta do que ela quer fazer. Ela, tipo assim, nunca houve dúvida, nunca houve um plano B. É o Packers, entendeu? Porém, precisa que isso não tenha tanta fricção com o próprio Packers. É aquela coisa, cara, vai ser vocês, mas, tipo assim, entre nós, vai ser o Packers. A gente só precisa arrumar um jeito de falar isso pra eles, sabe?
Cara, assim, com certeza o Packers deve ter pensado uma compensação, no caso, se eles vierem, né? Uma compensação assim, ó, a gente vai jogar esse ano no Brasil, só que a gente não tem jogo em casa no Lambeau Field desde 2017. Então, pelos próximos 2, 3 anos, a gente quer jogar em casa na semana 1. Eles podem ter falado isso também.
Pode ser.
Se eles jogaram 6 anos, 7 anos seguidos fora, eles podem muito bem jogar 3 seguidos em casa. Só eles pedirem isso.
Tem absoluta
grande realidade para ano que vem.
Eu tenho absoluta certeza que o Packers vai ter alguma vantagem aí. E isso não tem nada a ver com, malandragem, não. É negociação, uma negociação, né? Padrão. Tipo, é que nem um time de futebol que, sei lá, vendeu o mando de campo para alguém, sabe? Cara, é negócio. Beleza, eu gostaria, topo, vamos lá para o Brasil e tal, mas, cara, eu quero jogo em casa, eu quero escolher minha semana de bye, por exemplo. Enfim, nesse sentido. Então é isso. Pô,
são duas grandes empresas.
O Frederic aqui meteu uma, né? Quem é fã do Browns por livre vontade? Aí tudo esculachou.
Frederic, tem gente que se odeia.
Esculachou. Jordan Love vai passar o feriado com nós aqui, diz o Pecão. Feriado do dia 7 de setembro?
Pô, é isso? Assim, qual vai ser a reação de vocês caso anuncie o Packers amanhã? Eu não sei, eu literalmente não sei qual vai ser a minha. Eu tô preocupado com isso.
Caso não seja o Packers amanhã, cara, vai ser assim, um baque.
Não, caso seja o Packers.
Caso seja.
Caso também, debate isso.
Não, caso seja, cara, eu acho que é gol do Brasil. Gol do Brasil. Tipo assim, golaço do Brasil. É loucura.
eu até fico preocupada, porque na hora que for rolar o anúncio, eu vou estar numa reunião de
Meu Deus.
trabalho. Porque, assim,
Cara,
a gente tem trabalhos, tá, pessoal? A gente não faz só
é
isso aqui,
isso,
tem
exatamente. Mas
salário.
caso vocês
Então,
não,
assim,
caso a galera não saiba, né? Caso.
a gente, né,
Por
vive também
enquanto,
pela
por
graninha.
enquanto,
Por
por
enquanto, não dá pra
enquanto a
chegar
gente
grana
não
disso
tá.
aqui.
Por enquanto.
E na hora do anúncio, eu vou estar numa reunião, tipo, mega importante. E eu vou torcer muito para que, tipo assim, próximo ao horário do anúncio, eu não tenha que falar nada para eu poder ficar assim com o meu celular, feito uma
Cara,
doente.
loucura, velho, loucura. Eu lembro que eu tava assim nas contratações do Zadarius Smith e do Preston Smith. Eu lembro que eu tava numa reunião com um cliente e tal. Cara, e eu, tipo assim, eu mudei todo. Bom, eu fiz um vai, eu ratei aquela vez. Bom, já faz muito tempo, Eu mudei e tal. Hoje eu sou mais profissional. Mas eu lembro assim que depois, isso foi em 2018, né? E aí, 2019. Cara, eu reagi à contratação no meio da reunião, assim, foi loucura. Mas eu vou estar amanhã eu vou estar chegando aí, Bia, aí em São Paulo, tô indo para aí bem na hora. Eu vou estar provavelmente assim aterrissando com a breaking news, assim. Então fiquem atentos por mim aí, porque cara, eu espero chegar e abraçar alguns estranhos assim aleatoriamente, imagina? Chega assim, vamos, gurizada, vamos. E eles não sabem nem
amanhã, então, a gente já tem a cervejinha da comemoração, cabezudo.
Tem.
Outra coisa,
vai ser
pessoal,
amanhã, vai ter que ser.
Vamos conseguir uma credencialzinha, hein, pro jogo.
Ó.
Cheeseheads Brasil tem peito pra isso, hein?
Pô, eu acho que tem, hein? Que tal?
Tem peito,
tal,
claro que tem peito. Como que não tem peito? É um portal de Packers do Brasil, pô.
É isso aí. Vamos pra cima.
Mandar o e-mailzinho consegue, com certeza.
Vamos buscar. Seria absurdo. Meu, se conseguir isso, cara, a gente. Nossa senhora, eu vou fazer o maior investimento que existe, assim, cara. Aqui, ó.
Cara, eu tô imaginando pra isso,
Microfone com a estofadinha aqui no microfone. Esqueci como é que é o nome daquele negócio que vai no microfone aqui com o nome da TV aqui e tal. Não sei como é o nome daquilo ali. Sabe que tem nos microfones da Globo e tal? Você pode ter aquele negocinho com o logo da emissora. Então, bota isso aí e vamos.
Pô, Matheus, só antes de fechar, só no comentário do Guilherme aí.
Me candidato a estagiário, né?
Ai, meu Deus.
Muito bom.
Desesperando. Eu acho importante frisar esse comentário do Frederick, com as passagens já estão compradas e tudo mais.
Ah, sim.
Porque assim, gente, vamos lá. A gente está indo num cenário extremamente, tipo, a gente sabe que vai ter, o jogo vai vir, estamos muito animados, mas e se não? E se amanhã tem um anúncio que é Cleveland Browns? Eu acho que, assim, acima de torcedores do Packers, a maior parte de nós somos fãs do esporte. Pelo menos uma boa parte, além dos torcedores do próprio time. E eu acho que você já tem dinheiro para passagem, você já comprou passagem, você já tem dinheiro para ingresso. Eu conheço muita gente que já está com passagem comprada e hotel reservado, independente de quem for confirmado. Então, assim, eu acho muito importante vocês terem ideia que, tipo assim, se você tem se você tem condição financeira para isso, é uma experiência que vale a pena. Tipo, gente, vocês vão ter a oportunidade de fazer um tailgate, vocês vão ter a oportunidade de ver o jogo que você ama. Então, assim, mesmo que amanhã virem e falam, vai ser Eagles e Cleveland Browns. Se você guardou essa grana, se você tem essa passagem já comprada, reservou esse dinheiro, não perca essa oportunidade, porque para a maior parte de nós não é fácil sair do país e eu acho que vai ser um momento único para todo mundo que é fã desse esporte como um todo. Então, não percam, gente. Não desistam se o Packers falar não vier. Até porque eu acho muito importante a gente encher esse estádio para que isso aconteça outras vezes. Quem sabe numa próxima seja o Packers, caso não venha nesse momento.
Eu acho que a gente tem que ter em mente, se não acontecer amanhã, vai acontecer algum ponto.
Exato.
Porque o Packers está acontecendo no Brasil. Os prognósticos amanhã estão mais positivos do que negativos. Também isso é fato. Mas, se não acontecer, vai doer. Vai doer. Não tem que fazer.
Eu vou chorar, gente.
Eu ia dizer, dito isso, vou chorar se não for o Packers. Tá?
Eu tô muito pronta pra, tipo assim, no meio da reunião com o meu cliente lá.
Aquele meme do cara chorando com uma máscara.
Vai ser exatamente essa cena. Assim, quando o Packers perde, eu não costumo ser presente aqui quando o Packers perde, porque eu vou chorar. Eu realmente choro. Então, assim, a chance de eu ouvir amanhã que o Packers não vem e não chorar é nula. Não importa onde eu esteja, eu vou levantar da minha cadeirinha na reunião com o meu cliente e falar assim, gente, é isso, me dá 10 minutos, por favor, que eu preciso me recompor.
Quem foi o que estava na nossa live semana passada? Matheus estava comigo. Semana passada não. Acho que semana retrasada. Que falou que ia ceder a casa pra gente. Esqueci o nome dele.
O Hugo?
Que ia abrir a casa para
O
Cheeseheads
João?
Brasil.
O João?
Ah, não, tem alguém aqui no chat que colocou numa outra live que ia ceder a casa pra gente, não sei o quê. É isso aí.
Eu quero. Cadê essa proposta aí?
Gente, eu tenho sofá, tá? Tem colchão inflável. tem
Cara, nós vamos se juntar, nós vamos fazer um juntamento. Ó,
Na rua
o
ninguém
Rovério aqui comentando até, ó. Passagem comprada desde que anunciaram a data. Um abraço pro Rovério.
Sim.
Pô, a gente tem que fazer uma live junto aí.
Ele é um dos amigos que ele e a esposa já estão com a passagem comprada há muito tempo.
Cara, mas é isso, entendeu? É que nem tu falou, se tiver condição, temos que mostrar pra NFL que a gente é maluco da cabeça. Tipo assim, galera, a gente precisa fazer uns 2 jogos no Brasil, senão não atende a demanda. Porque no primeiro jogo tinha 20 mil pessoas na rua, que foram só pra ficar ali ao redor.
Exato.
Sabe, tipo,
Imagina, o estacionamento. Quem é de São Paulo já foi, sabe
cara,
como é. O estacionamento da arena lotado por um tailgate, tipo, fenomenal. E é aquilo, muita gente que eu conheço que sabe que talvez não consiga ingresso porque a venda vai ser muito concorrida, já tá pronto para, tipo assim, não me interessa, eu vou para lá, vou fazer tailgate, vou fazer churrasco na porta do estádio com os meus amigos.
Isso.
E é isso.
É isso aí. Cara, eu acho que a gente tem que fazer essa mobilização, entendeu? Tem que fazer essa mobilização, tem que ficar 10 mil pessoas na rua e o resto tudo lá, o estádio abarrotado, não caber mais um mosquito lá dentro de tanta gente. Cara, temos que fazer isso, entendeu? Temos que fazer isso. Vai ser absurdo. Vai ser muito
incrível.
bom. Vai ser incrível. Gurizada, acho que é isso. Obrigado aí pela parceria, Bia. Demais, sem palavras. Obrigado por entrar aí. Eu sei que tu estava atarefada aí, tu até te colocou aí à disposição. Pô, valeu demais. Brigadão mesmo. Brigadão pela ajuda aí. E foi legal assim, a gente poder conversar com o Nagler e trocar essa ideia, né?
Foi incrível, de verdade. Já é incrível fazer live com vocês sempre, mas esse momento, assim...
Muito bom. Valeu demais mesmo. Obrigado, Bia. E, Felipe, valeu também. Tamo junto, né? Pô, cara, essa entrevista aí... O Felipe, ele tá se habilitando, né? Pra ser o credenciado. Ele é o nosso outsider, né? O nosso outsider. Não é isso?
A gente tem um outsider pessoal.
A gente tem um outsider pessoal.
Foi demais, incrível, né? O Nagler, assim, uma pessoa extremamente inteligente, sabe com base em tudo que ele fala. Mas assim, um marco para o Cheeseheads Brasil que a gente quer fazer, sabe? A gente quer criar momentos assim, não só para nós, mas para o torcedor do Packers no Brasil, e terão mais momentos, né? E vamos estar trabalhando para trazer o melhor conteúdo para todo mundo, né? Que se envolve, gosta do time. Pretendo estar de volta semana que vem, né? Seguindo a ordem, mas se eu não conseguir, dia 23, né? Daqui a 2 semanas, com certeza estarei aqui. E vamos tocando o barco. O trabalho, assim, não para, né?
Sem dúvida. Gurizada, brigadão aí pela parceria. Bia, não sei se tu ia falar mais alguma coisa?
Não.
Desculpa. Não. Ah, tá. Foi mal. Desculpa. É que eu tive a impressão aqui pelo vídeo. Mas tamo junto. Brigadão aí, gurizada, que acompanhou. Valeu, Bia, Felipe, tamo junto. E semana que vem a gente volta aqui. Na outra a gente tem mais um convidado especial. Mas aí sim, na outra, daqui a 2 semanas com esse convidado e a live pré-draft, né? Onde a gente vai justamente fazer os últimos preparativos aí do draft.
Assim, possa ser, só para assim, que eu... Posso ser
ele tá querendo.
Pode ser que dia 16... Pode ser que dia 16 também tenha, mas assim, não prometo.
Muito bem. Vamos, se a gente continuar falando,
a gente vai falar aqui. Com isso.
Exato, vamos encerrar com isso. Brigadão, gente. Brigadão. Tamo junto, até semana que vem. Falamos aí a qualquer hora e abraço a todos. Gol!